Yes, welcome to the today's session. So today it is our sixth number of class, and we need to discuss about the question number 11 and 12 because we already completed the 1 to 10. So what is present in the 11 and 12? That we need to discuss first. Then the 11th question, Goddess Parvati is asking what is the meant by Kakmat and Markatmat? It is your 11th question. And 12th question is what is Siddhi and how it is useful in yoga. So that two question is left in this text. So first let's we discuss about the what is the mean by the Kakmat and Markatmat. So here Kakmat means here crow. What is the principle of crow and what is the principle of the monkey? Okay. So, if you send to a crow for his first, whenever a bird is searching food, what happens to that bird or crow? Here it is directly given example on the crow that when crow will be seen any food or in any tree, like any fruits here, when a crow will be seen, what happens in a, there are many trees, suppose it present. So if the what is the situation of a crow? So that will be fly over one tree and again it will be go to the another tree to for, after taking some fruits from that tree. That crow is flying to the over the another tree. So for here it is according to the Lord Shiva, what he is trying to say that whenever the crow will be saw different type of fruits are present in the different tree. So what happens to the crow place? The crow will be fly over one tree to another, and the crow's the goal is not direct or it is not clear. So that crow is going to goes to the one tree to another tree to find out or to searching the fruits from one tree. Whenever he just sit on a one tree and taking some fruits, after that that crow is going to the another tree. Again he after seeing another fruits. So in the searching of food, he just the crow will go from one to the another. But in the case of monkey, what happened? You also seen the same situation. If a monkey will be seen anything on a tree or anywhere in the place, what happens? The monkey's goal is very direct and very concentration is there because whenever he did not get that element or did not get that fruit, he is never go anywhere. Okay, so that whenever the monkey will be saw any fruits in a tree, he just jump one after another in the branches. He just jump one after another and try to achieve that fruit immediately. After taking that fruit, after completing that fruit, then the monkey will be jump to the another tree or anywhere else. But if he saw one fruits in a one tree, he just try to find out and try to achieve that only. Okay. So here the two principles are set in the sadhana also by taking these two examples. That what happens to the kakamat, that Jnani will be do this following the kakamat principle. What the Jnani will be do? Due to irregularity and the careless in the yoga sadhana, the sorry, here not Jnani, here it is the yogi's type, it is mentioned that how a yogi becomes converted means because of his different achievement and different goals, he becomes just what happens to in the yogic path, he just becomes forget about his goal and he becomes converted as the Kakamat principle. But whose achievement and whose goal is very clear, he just following the Markatmat. Okay. When one yogi is coming in the yogic path or yoga path or in the Nath way, so what happens to that person? He just try to do different type of sadhana, different type of yogic practice. But what happens to one person? That if a person will be for just engage that his whole day in a different things, and he becomes free and becomes not get that goal properly. Okay. Well, suppose he just try to do the practice of the yoga, but he becomes tired and becomes very feel laziness. Then he becomes irregular in his practice. So that will be irregularity and carelessness. Suppose after 2 days he started doing the practice, but after 2 days he becomes okay. The one day he missed out. So after that day, what you just think that okay, one day if I missed out, no problem. I will just missed out another more 2 days. That is also okay. So these are the carelessness. But what is here Lord Shiva is telling? Whenever your goal is perfect, you are just set your goal properly, then you have to do that type of work to find out or to get that goal. What is your goal? Now you have to achieve that moksha state. That this is your goal. So in between the path, many yogis are coming in this path, but many yogis are diverted their goals by seeing the another fruits in a another way. Okay, like the crow is seeing the different fruits in the different trees, how that crow is flying from one tree to another tree. In the same way, if I suppose one guru is telling that this one you need to follow, but if you feel that is very difficult for me, then I will go for the another guru. What he said, suppose that also it is very caring for me and it is comfortable for me, then I will follow that path. But after some limits and after some stage, I just go for the another one. So that will be happen to this type of yogi who is following the kakamat. So due to this irregularity or this carelessness in the yoga sadhana, what happens that yogi will be not attains the moksha in that the same birth or uh, so what happens to that? He attains the new body and virtue of his previous sadhana in the next birth also he meets the guru. Okay, he meets the guru and continue the sadhana. So this type is also example we can say that this is also a jnani type of person. Okay, and the attains the highest siddhi in that is the moksha. But after taking the next birth, okay, but what happens to the Markat Math who is following the Markat monkey principle? The yogi continues gradual progress during one bath and attains the siddhi after the long practice. Whenever one will be go for the long practice, then only one will get the this higher stage. But if you are not able to go for the long practice, then you are not able to get that proper siddhi or that is the moksha state. So here Lord Shiva is describing in two ways that one is kakamat and one is markatmat. The yogi who is also come in this path, they also divided into two. And the because of the irregularity, if that will be continue the irregularity, then that person will not get the moksha in the same bath. He also try to get the next bath whenever he meets his guru. But if you are following the Markat Math, what happens? That person will be practicing for the long time. Then he will get the initial stage and crossing many hurdles by. Many hurdles will become in his life or in his path, and he will be cross it one by one. Then only attains the moksha or salvation. Okay, all the hurdles, like all the how monkey will be jump from one branches to another branches. In the same way, different type of hurdles will become in his sadhana. So by covering, by crossing that all the hurdles, the person or the that yogi or sadhak will be attain the moksha. So what happens when one will be get that moksha? Ego remains removed in the body like hardness of the camphor remain after his melting into the how the camphor means camphor will be present in the after melting the air whenever its smell will be hardness will be not there. Have you seen the camphor? All of you understand what do you mean by camphor?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Ha. Why we use this kapoor?
Hmm. Puja purpose, in puja,
Spiritual
arti,
rituals.
spiritual.
Yes, for worshipping purpose, we are using that. So in this, what happens to the kapoor? Well, the hardness of the kapoor is there, but whenever it's after melting, no, nothing is there, but only the smell is there in the air. In the same way, here it is mm, try to say that ego is also remain in the body. How after removing only little bit hardness, little bit it is there, but all the egos are removed from the body. But body becomes there, but it looks like that body, but here it is not linked with the anyone. Okay, and he remains completely free and become Vishwarupa and achieves the state of Jivan Mukta, and sadhak becomes converted as a Mahayogi. Okay, whenever one will be got this salvation or moksha state by or through following the markat math, what happens? That person will be becomes free from all the mundane objects and becomes he converted as the Vishwarupa. Okay, and he becomes achieve the state of Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta means what I said now, only he is just linked with the body, but there is no relation with the body and soul. Okay, it is formed like it's shown like the body, but it is no link with that soul, and sadhak becomes converted as a Mahayogi. Okay, these are the difference between the Kakamat and Markatmat. So next, after listening this question, I think all of you clear about these two principles. Yes or no? Please confirm. All of you understood these two?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What about? Okay. The next is the last question. This is the question number 12. What is the question number 12? It is the what is the siddhi? Siddhi means here it is talking about the magical power. Okay. What one person will be get during his sadhana. Okay, and specially it is talking about or description about the kakamat, because the obstacles are the siddhis. Because whenever one will be follow the yogi path, what happens? They automatically, after practicing for a few days or for a long time, in between they will get some siddhis. So what happens to the kakamat who is following the kakamat? Because of the siddhis, they have become diverted from his goals. Okay, and so that here in the 12th question, by describing the 12th question, the Lord Shiva is telling these are called the supernatural power, but these are called as the obstacles in the siddhi path. Okay. So here what is siddhi and how it will be useful in yoga? By describing this question answer, Lord Shiva is telling, oh beauteous Parvati, your query is completely relevant and logical. Okay. Now listen its clarification. Now he just tried to clarify the doubts of the goddess Parvati, that what is the role of the siddhi in this yoga path. What is siddhi? First is what is siddhi means the supernatural power. What are the supernatural power? The eight ashta siddhis are there. So that are called are here supernatural powers. Okay. But according to the Lord Shiva here, siddhis can be divided into two categories. So it is divided into two types. What is that? One is imaginative, another one is unimaginative. Okay, first we discuss about the imaginative. What do you mean by imaginative? The siddhis which are attained by the carrying experiments with the chemicals, you medicines, or doing special sadhana on the occasion of like Ekadasi, Amavasya, or eclipse, or any or on by particular mantra or doing tapa, that are called imaginative. Hence, which siddhi will be get very easily in compared to the unimaginative, but for a general person, it is also difficult to get this imaginative. But according to the what Lord Shiva is trying to say, what are the imaginative siddhi you will get, that is very temporary. that are temporary, because you are just experimenting by any chemicals. If you got any siddhi, so that is also temporary. If you are doing such medicine is there, by taking that medicine you got some that type of power, so that is also temporary. Okay, if you've seen many movies are there, by drinking some aushadhi or medicine, that person will be gayab. Okay, that no, that person is no means body is not visible, only sound is there. So that type of here I'm just giving an example. So that is also known as here imaginative siddhi. Okay, and by doing any sadhana, if you seen the tantra philosophy, what the tantrics are doing, they are doing different type of sadhana during the ekadasi and amavasya. So that also you can get different type of siddhi by doing that sadhana also. Okay, and by you are doing any chanting of any mantras or tapa also you can do. Suppose you are standing in one leg for a few many years, so that type of tapa or mantras, by practicing a bija mantra or any specific mantra, then also you can get different type of siddhi. So what you are getting this siddhis by doing these things, that are called imaginative. But these imaginative siddhis, that supernatural powers what you get from by doing these things, that are very less powerful. That is less powerful in compared to the unimaginative. Okay, I hope all of you clear, because for the normal people it is difficult. That normal people also cannot get this type of siddhi. After following these things only one will get this siddhis, but this is very less powerful in compared to the unimaginative. Okay, and it is temporary basis. Means after whenever one ekadasi you are doing this, then only you are getting this siddhi. Maybe after 5 years or maybe after 1 year, it may be not there with you. So that it is said here temporary or less powerful. This siddhis can be attained without these methods also. Okay, or Lord Shiva is again is telling, without this method also one can get this type of siddhi. How one will be achieved, that is not mentioned, but here he just tried to say that imaginative is lower one, and the unimaginative is the higher one for the yogi. The yogi who is not wishing any siddhis and continue his sadhana with the devotion and enjoying the supreme bliss by self-realization and remaining absorbed in the yoga attains many siddhis automatically. The path where he just try to follow, whose goal is very clear, to get that moksha state, and he become not diverted anywhere. Is the one only one, that is the nath path one need to follow. Whenever one will be follow this path and doing all type of practices and observed in the yoga, so that here it is written observed in the yoga, means what are the practices he is doing, he becomes satisfied with that practice and become enjoying that supreme bliss. Okay, so that type of siddhis, this unimaginative siddhis will be automatically come in the path of this type of yogi. So that is called unimaginative. Means unwantedly, he are not trying for that siddhis, but automatically, because his goal is very straight to get the moksha. But in the path of this nath path, what happens? Automatically, some siddhis are coming to that yogi, and that yogi becomes having supernatural powers. That powers is called unimaginative. If you seen many rishis and many what munis are there, they are just showing that different type of siddhis. Okay, they can able to create the bhasma, and they are able to create that what we say, different type of powders also they are vibhuti. Okay, they can able to show you. So this is also a one part of the siddhis, but here it is specially talking about the unimaginative, which is the ashtasiddhi. So these siddhis are unlimited treasure of the Lord Shiva. whatever the siddhis get by that person, that are the called as bas. Okay, many these siddhis are very powerful. When the chitta of yogi becomes free from the various impurities, only then these siddhis will be appear. What is the time it is given here? When maybe this is a question that when the siddhis will be appear in the yogi during the yoga sadhana. Now after one yogi, when one yogi's chitta becomes free from this all type of impurities. What are the impurities are discussed here? Yes. What are the impurities are there? Yes, anyone can unmute yourself and tell me.
Of the mind, like desires. Is that
The yogi,
Kama
the
Krodha?
jnani is still stuck in the material world and associates himself with
Hmm? What are the impurities?
the greed, jealousy, anger, desires.
Yes. Yes. Okay. How you are becoming binding with this materialistic world? What are the things are there? The jealousiness, the egoness, the sorrow and the joyness and lovingness. So that are the called as impurities here. We already discussed in the first question. If you did not remember, in first question we discussed about these impurities, but in last question you forgot. When we come to this last question, you all are forgot about the impurities. So these are called impurities. So the yogi's chitta or mind becomes free from this all impurities. Then only that person will get this siddhis. Okay. The best siddhi is called as the unimaginative. So here maybe question will be asked, which siddhi is the best one, imaginative or unimaginative one? So here you need to remember the unimaginative siddhi is called as the best siddhi according to the Lord Shiva in Yoga Bij. And how one will be attained, which are attained through the Mahayoga. What is the procedure to attain this unimaginative siddhi? When one will be follow the Mahayoga path. Mahayoga means, what is the Mahayoga? Mantra, Hatha, Laya and Raja. When this four yoga will be followed by a person, and when this four yoga will be there, that means all the kumbhakas, bandhas, sakti chalana and asana, that all one need to practice. When one will be follow this all Mahayoga path, what happens? The sadhak also becomes converted as the Mahayogi and attains the supreme state. Okay, and that Mahayogi constantly enlightened without any wish, and this is the true evidence of the siddhi in yoga. Okay, so here you have to remember the most important, that is the Mahayoga. Which one is called as the Mahayoga? And how one person will be, one yogi or sadhak will get this unimaginative siddhi, that through the only Mahayoga. And which one is the best one? That is your unimaginative is the best one. Okay. And those pilgrims visiting Kasi, here it is given an example that if you want to go Kasi and try to means follow the path, anyone you can take the path to reach the Kasi, but you have to go through different type of places. If here there are different places you are going through, the different places, there are also some pilgrimages are there, so you have to go there also. And similarly, whenever the Mahayogi want to attain the moksha state, want to get the salvation, automatically this attains the many type of siddhi. Unknowingly and unwantedly, different type of siddhis will become whenever one will be, one's goal is perfect and one goal is clear. What is that goal? To attain the salvation or moksha. Same here, it is given an example. If you want to visit the Kasi, the pathway or in the path, if many other pilgrims are there, you also try to go there also. After then you reach the Kasi. In the same way, if a Mahayogi want to get the moksha state or salvation state, automatically this type of siddhis will become. So yogi, here it is given the advice. Yogi should not wish to take advantage of any these siddhis, thus attain on the yoga path and try to means that yogi or that person should not be distract from by these siddhis and try to be there in the yoga path. As an expert, goldsmith identify the gold. How a goldsmith will be identify the gold by examining its specific characteristics. Similarly, the yogi is recognized by virtue of his possession of some siddhis automatically. Okay, and the sadhak who does not possess any siddhis should be considered like an ordinary person. The sadhak who will not get any siddhis, because here Lord Shiva is telling that whenever one will be go this by following this path, automatically some siddhis will become. If no siddhis are come, then that means that yogi is not performing his actions properly, and that person is look like the an ordinary person. The yogi whose body has become immortal, as a result, attainment of the siddhis, that sadhak is liberated while living, and that person, the yogi who are already getting this siddhi and already attained that moksha state, that becomes immortal, and as a result, what happens that that siddhis and that person will be get this siddhis, and that person will be present in the body, but that becomes liberated while living. When living here in this world, in this society, but without touching or without linking with the materialistic world, he becomes liberated. Okay, what are the Ashtasiddhis are there here? Mostly they are talking about the what is the Ashtasiddhis coming under imaginative or unimaginative? Yes,
Imaginative.
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 imaginative or unimaginative?
Imaginative.
Imaginative.
No, how it will becomes an imaginative? Hmm?
Because ma'am, these are the it's like a gift in path of spirituality.
Distractions for
And
sadhana,
all
right?
those siddhis are distractions, but here we understand na, in imaginative, whenever any things will be get by these methods, that are called imaginative, which is temporary basis. Okay, but here it is given more importance to the unimaginative, which is called as the Ashtasiddhi. Here it will only come in unimaginative Ashtasiddhi will become, that is very powerful. One is able to get this siddhis like anima, which is the smaller. Anyone can convert his body to the small, okay, in the form of miniature. So that is called as the anima. Whenever one will be converted as the mahima means big. Okay, gignatic form means that much spread, he can spread his body as a mahima. And next one is the garima, like the heaviness. One is able to convert his body and becomes very heavy. That is the garima. And one is able to form his body in the laghima state, means very light, so that it can be fly over the air. Okay, then next one is the prapti, that is the ability to get the things, anything that person can be get very easily by this siddhi, prapti siddhi. Then prakamya, ability to live underwater. If you seen many rishis can do the tapasya or doing meditation, doing sadhana underwater also. That is the one siddhi of the yogi. Okay, and these are very powerful. These are very means permanent siddhis that becomes still they are becoming with that yogi after getting moksha. Also, these siddhis will be with that yogi. But after getting this siddhis, if one will be distracted from his path, means I forget about his about the goal, then that time it will be created as the obstacles. Okay. The next is the isitwa, means that type of power will be get by that person lordship power. Okay, anything whenever if you seen many old movies or many old serials are there, the one person will be goes to the rishi and he just asking that I want this one, then that rishi is telling tathastu. So that means whatever he will be asked or whatever he want, that will be get by that yogi or sadhak. That type of ability is isitwa. Next is vasitwa, means one can control over his anyone's mind. Whatever I want, you can do in that order. That is the controller of the mind. These are the Ashtasiddhis according to the Lord Shiva, here according to the Yoga Bij. Okay. I hope now all of you understand. Why others are, means why you understand that Ashtasiddhi are called as the imaginative? Yes. I'm here clearly said.
Because,
Yes, yes, ji.
ma'am, because it is like we have different ways to experiment our powers. So this may be the hurdle in the sadhana of yogi.
These all siddhis are hurdles for the yogi. This Ashtasiddhi also hurdles. And this means imaginative and unimaginative both are hurdles for the yogi.
So
Okay.
in imaginative siddhis, what will be the hurdles? Means what will be the distractions?
No, no. All siddhis are becoming hurdles for a yogi. All
Then
siddhis.
why can't we put this Ashtasiddhis in imaginative siddhis?
Because these are temporary, na? Ashtasiddhis are not temporary. These are
Okay, okay,
permanent siddhis.
understood, understood.
Ha. Okay. Yes. Anyone or others? Anyone having any doubt regarding this two, imaginative and unimaginative?
Ma'am, shall I ask one question?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, unimaginary cities are also obstacles for yoga, but are um,
Hmm?
unimaginary cities are also obstacles, ma'am, are going to what to liberation easily.
No, no, no. Siddhis are not the gateway to get easily to get the moksha easily. These are not the path. Here, Lord
Okay,
Shiva is trying to say your goal is to get the salvation. That is the only one goal, or get the moksha. But in between the path, different automatically the some siddhis will be created in your body whenever you are practicing different type of yoga sadhana. Okay,
okay,
and
okay,
whatever
ma'am.
the siddhis will be created in your path or in your by doing different sadhanas, that are called permanent siddhis. That are the example is Ashtasiddhi.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, thank you,
but
thank you, ma'am.
when you are doing any amavasya to get some suppose some specific magical power for a specific purpose, that are called as your imaginative. You are just following any brata, any rituals during the Ekadasi or during any Amavasya. Suppose if you seen the tantric philosophy, if you kill an animal, then you will get this siddhi. So that type of siddhis are here. It is described as the temporary, or that is becomes less powerful. After some times, it may be over. Okay, maybe its power will be out, because if you are not performing that Ekadasi same activity, if you are not performing, maybe that will be removed from your body, and maybe it will be powerless at some time. But whenever you are go through the yoga path, then automatically some siddhi will be there with that yogi. That is called as the unimaginative, which is also hurdles for the yoga path, because one becomes enjoying that siddhis, he becomes distract from his path. His goal is not unimaginative siddhis. His goal is only to get that supreme state, the moksha state. But if one will be enjoy that siddhis and become distract, then that person will be comes in which principle? Kakamat or markatmat?
Kakmat.
Kakamat. That person will be comes under the Kakamat principle. Okay.
Yeah, now it is clear, ma'am, because the heading is it is type of siddhis, like both imaginative and unimaginative. Both are type of siddhis which are obstacles to the final goal only. But
Yes.
one is temporary, other is permanent. You should not go behind. Yeah, now it is clear. Yeah.
Yes. Now, after discussing about the all Ashtasiddhis, so lastly he just concluded, Lord Shiva has concluded that oneness is achieved between the individual. Oneness is achieved between the individual soul and supreme souls becomes liberated. When one becomes combined, the Advait Bhav is established. No Advait Bhav is there, or duality of mind will be removed, and that is the oneness is present. That is called as the liberated soul, and that person will be achieve the Brahman form, and he acquires completely different qualities as compared to the normal individual soul. How the other soul is thinking, how the normal person is look like, everything will be changed by that yogi or by that sadhak. And lastly, Lord Shiva is telling, O Parvati, I have revealed to you this knowledge of yoga in the form of yogis out of because of the sheer love. So this knowledge should be kept secret from the devils. Okay, this the person who are devotees of Shiva and possess moral values are actual person to get this knowledge. Means from which type of people you need to protect this knowledge, and from the devils you need to protect this knowledge. And who are acquiring, who are just want to get this type of knowledge, only that person are eligible to get this knowledge. And what is that knowledge? That knowledge is known as the yogis here. So, O Lord Shankara, now Parvati is telling, O Lord Shankara, all my doubts have been removed after receiving the knowledge of yogis. Okay, so this is all about your yogis. Anything, anyone having any doubt, then you can ask me. Yes, Sumaji.
Actually, here Lord Shiva says that not everyone is eligible for yoga. You need to have not everyone is eligible for yoga.